And if you're dealing with a real coach that is not trying to take your money, they should
Mm-hmm.
let you know, I think you need a little more assistance than I can offer you. That's what a
Mm-hmm.
real coach would do. But we know that some of them are just about money. Anyway, but you said you
Child.
were going to mention
You're
something.
so stupid. I can't play with you. Let's talk about workplace trauma since we touched on that. So,
Whew.
workplace trauma is something that can affect your mental health. I've gone through it with several employers, and I will never go back. Okay, I literally I can't even think about work because all I'm thinking about is I can't do it no more. Like in my head, I'm like, I don't think I can ever go back to a 9 to 5 because I'm
Yeah.
just traumatized of the
Mhm.
things that I experienced there because you just
Yeah.
never know. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about workplace trauma and how that could affect you mentally.
Well, workplace for me, it's a hard thing to discuss even still because I still think I have some PTSD from my previous work experience. I mean, I'm blessed now with the career opportunity that I have, but working for DC government was difficult. And I mean, I love my children and families. I loved it. However, when you don't have support from management or when you have a toxic supervisor,
Mm-hmm.
when you have people who are not at work to really work,
Work.
you have to do other people's jobs and your job. So a lot of different things play into it. And when you realize this is not going to change, right? I was having trouble sleeping.
Wow.
I was struggling with my memory, and I'm usually sharp with the memory, right?
Yeah.
And I realized I'm dealing with people's livelihoods. You know, I'm a government social worker. I am dealing with adoptions, reunification. Like
Wow.
I'm making real life decisions on people's lives. So if I'm
Mm-hmm.
not taking care of me and it's starting to affect how I work and perform, I had to do something about it. And
Yeah.
so when I went to my doctor, she was like, "Oh no, I'm putting you on medical leave." And I'm like, "Not me. I don't need no
Wow.
medical leave."
Oh my God.
And I had been avoiding it anyway, but I was just like, I don't need that, maybe a day or
Yeah.
two off. But I finally stopped being resistant, and it was the best thing ever.
That's
I
so
think
good.
I was put on leave for 4 weeks, and mind you, I did not take leave. My supervisor would tell me you need to take some leave. I
Wow.
wouldn't do it until like last week of the year. That's the only time I took leave. But anyway, so
Wow.
I was functioning, I was running on fumes. Burnout is real. That emotional exhaustion is real. Let me give
Mm-hmm.
you an example of why I was becoming exhausted. Working 12 to 14-hour days,
Oh my God.
leaving work at 9 p.m. at night with my laptop to go home and eat, and then get back on the laptop to 2 in the morning.
Wendy.
It was other people around me doing it. So you don't think that this is craziness. You think, oh, this is
Yeah.
just for right now. Or, I have to testify in court or I have to present something in court. I can't go to court slipping. I got to be on top of my stuff
Yes.
because it's a serious situation. The government can be fined if I'm slacking or not on top of something. You know what I'm saying? And so
Yeah.
sometimes, when you are an overachiever,
Mm-hmm.
and a
I know
people
the feeling.
pleaser and you push yourself to extremes that you should not.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
sometimes my supervisor did ask me to overextend myself, but she didn't ask for it all the time. I did it on my own because I
Mm.
got into the habit of it. And I was just like, oh, I could slack off here. Then it's like, oh gosh, I have 3 reports that's due within the next week. What am I gonna do?
Oh my gosh.
I
Yeah.
had some very not so good habits after a
Yes.
while. And like I said, when I start getting so stressed, like I've never been one to have headaches. I started having headaches.
Yep. That's
Like I
my
said,
first sign.
not sleeping at night, and also not to scare anybody. I was working around a lot of dark energy. Okay, we ain't gonna touch that. That's
Okay.
witchcraft.
Okay. Not today.
So
Yeah. Not
yeah,
today.
not to that.
That's
Not
all
to
that.
that. That's a whole other broadcast. But when you're a spiritual person and
Yep.
your energy is brought down from the minute you walk into the building,
Yes.
you know that you have to do something to cleanse yourself
Yes.
because
Yes.
that energy ain't right in that environment. You better bring you
Listen.
some holy oil into that office and splash
Listen.
it around pray over your work area. Listen, but I ain't gonna go there because that costs y'all. I'm not gonna touch that. But I,
I was
but I
bringing
will
my Bible
say,
every day. I was bringing it with me because I was like, Lord, like,
and
listen,
I
on my
had it
break,
in
I'm
my
like, I need
drawer.
to. It was too
I had it
much.
in my drawer. In my drawer, I had a Bible because I needed it there.
Yes,
I
that's
needed
so
it there.
crazy.
So I realized I'm selling myself and breaking down my health and my overall well-being for money. And that's the truth of it, at
Yep.
the end of the day, because my doctor said, why would you subject yourself to that? And I'm like, because I love what I do. She was like, no, I
No,
love
it's
what
the
I do,
pay.
and I still
Hmm.
set boundaries.
Yeah, it's the
And I was
pay.
like, yeah, I
A
was
lot of
like,
us do it though. You stay somewhere because the money is
she said, it's
good.
common. She said, it's common. And I got sent to a professional counseling group, and these people were making high six figures and were stressed out.
Wow.
I mean,
Wow.
one guy said, like, when he walked into a meeting, his boss like screams in his face.
What?
And yeah, I was like, oh, he must make good money. And I said that, and he heard me. He said, I do. He was like, but also I'm 2 years from retiring, so I kind of have to deal with it. I'm like, you do not have to
You
deal.
don't have to.
Somebody
That's
screaming in your face. So, and just hearing the other professionals talk about the sabotaging things their supervisor would do,
oh my
colleagues would do to
gosh.
them. I was like, well, dang, I don't have it that bad. And that woke me up to realize, okay, I got to get out of this. I got to get out
Yeah.
of this because I didn't have emotional energy for my family, for friends,
Mm-hmm.
uh, for my situationship. I just didn't have it. I did not have it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know. And it's so crazy. So when I look at pictures of me when I was that stressed out and still running on fumes from burnout, I look happy, but I was not happy.
Wow.
I was not happy.
Wow.
I was
That's
not.
real right there. A
Yeah.
lot of people go through the same thing. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
absolutely. There was actually a study done, I forgot how many years ago. It talked about people having heart attacks on Monday mornings
Because of the anxiety of going into work.
of
The
going into
stress.
work.
Yes.
Daggone pitiful. Pitiful.
That is
But
so
again,
crazy.
thank God for the changing of times. Things have evolved. During the pandemic, I see that people have started online businesses. People are not going back into the workforce.
Mm-hmm.
So thank God for those kind of things. So that's what we
Yep.
have to do. We have to be resourceful. Um, Talk to some of these coaches, get whatever
Yep.
intervention and help you need. There's help out here. And YouTube University, I hate to even say it, but there are people on YouTube that have blessed my life.
Listen, a lot.
Free, free little coaching and counseling snippets. I
Listen,
mean,
even here
Katie
on
Morgan.
IG, even here on
Katie Morgan.
IG, good
Yes,
resources.
yes, absolutely. Katie Morgan on YouTube, very helpful white girl. She gets straight to the point. She explains things, mental health challenges, mental health illnesses. She breaks it down. She gives you tips and strategies on how to deal with it. Katie Morgan
Yes.
has been very helpful, and it's a few others, but I know that Katie, that's the name that's coming to me right now. Very
Yeah.
helpful. I can't give y'all all my secret weapons, but I'm gonna give you Katie.
You're so silly. You're so silly. I want to open up the floor for some questions. I saw a couple
Yes.
comments come in. If you have
Okay.
a question, I mean, it's a few of us in here, so you can either type it in the comment section or you can actually put it in the question box. It should be on your right-hand side with the question mark. You can type your questions in and it should pop up and I can read it. And if you don't want your name in the question box, if you don't want your name said, please say so in the question box. But I
Because
see, okay.
I can't see the questions, and
Yeah,
my
I'll read
tablet,
it
I
to
don't know
you.
why it's not. Okay, good. And
Yeah,
also,
I
y'all, while you
see.
get okay,
So I
I was
see.
gonna say,
Hi, mom. Mom is on here. She
hi,
says,
Auntie.
she says, workplace stress is the worst because you have to pay your bills.
You have to pay your bills.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, but also, if you need to take vacation, take mental health days if you need to.
Yeah.
When I knew that my schedule was going to be clear or it was not that busy or I didn't have court hearings, I would call out. Absolutely. I'm taking a mental
Calling
health
out.
day.
Okay.
I'm calling out slick.
You don't even have to be physically sick. You are mentally sick, right? You need a
Yes,
break.
yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes.
Girl, I didn't even explain. I didn't explain that. I didn't even explain that. I'm
You just
taking
need
off work
off.
today. I don't feel well. Yeah, I don't feel well. Look, and then look, my supervisor, she said to me one time, "You're the only person I know that call in sick and they come to work with your hair done." And
listen, they used to say that to me. And so what? That is my self-care, okay?
I don't recommend y'all do that though.
Right? That was my self-care. You don't look sick. I don't need to look sick. I look good, but I know what's wrong with me. You don't need to know all the things, okay?
Yeah, because
they want you looking busted coming in talking about you sick. Child, no, I'm not gonna look it, but I know up here y'all stressing me out. And
exactly. Do what you have to do, take care of you, because guess what? If you pass on or you can't work, they
gonna hire somebody else in a split second. Boop, boop. Job post, we need somebody up in here because she gone. Listen.
Period.
And I'm telling you, I left my last employer. I was pregnant. I ain't gonna say where, but whoever knows me knows where. And I was receiving some workplace bullying as a pregnant woman. Okay.
Wow.
And I wanted to